What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Ill Will back with another video. Now this one is a little different, not too different, but first of all, if you want to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button, comment down below what more you would like to see, because I do it all. Enjoy the game, man, and try not to worry about this glare you can see giving me a stripe down on the side of my body. It's sunny out here. But this video, I just wanted to talk to you guys about some games that I wish would come back, you know, and start a discussion in the comments section about some games that you got an idea that you would like to see come back. Be not even a remaster, like continue the series. I don't want these remastered. I want new titles in the series. So we're gonna do 10, my top 10, no order. 10 off the top of my head. Well, not off the top of my head, you know what I'm saying. 10 that I really would like to see, and then we got a couple honorable mentions. No order, there's no specific order. These are just games that I really love. The first iterations of them, I would love to see more. So, first up, we got Sunset Overdrive. One of the best games on the last gen of Xbox, hands down, and it was one of the first release titles, so I figured they would be ambitious with it, and they put a lot of work and effort into it when you can see it, and it gives me a lot of vibes and a lot of feels about another game that's on my list that I will be talking about shortly. I just think the game was beautiful. I love vibrant colors in video games, all the bright colors, the oranges, the blues, and all of that. The character customization was pretty dope. I love games with immersive like activities and like just the free running and the way you can move around the city. I think all of that game was dope. It was done perfectly, and I thought there were talks about a 2 coming when the Xbox Series X came out, but obviously if you know anything about the gaming world, the game is created by Insomniac, which is now owned by Sony, and Insomniac makes the Spider-Man game, so we probably won't be getting the Sunset Overdrive game unless they release it on both Xbox and PlayStation. Number 2, we have arguably my favorite game series of all time, SSX. I love SSX, Super Snowboard Cross.
That
Man, I love the game. I'm not, just like my races and stuff, I'm typically not a sim type of game guy. I don't like sim racers. Well, I don't like Forza Motorsport. I love Forza Horizon, but I don't like Motorsport. I don't like simulation sports games besides 2K and well, like the big 3 major sports: baseball, and I play FIFA. Football, obviously I play Madden, 2K, 2 biggest things I play on my channel. But snowboarding games, snowboard sim games like Sean White and stuff like that, they're cool, but I'm not into that kind of thing. I want to be able to toss my board up in the air and do a backflip off it like Matt used to do. Throw the board around my neck like Simon. Like, I love that game. Another beautiful, vibrant game. And the last one we got, I want to say, was 2012, like one of the last games that came out on the PS3 and 360, which was a completely different feel from the first 4 games in the series, or 3 or whatever. It was a lot darker and all that. It was fun, but it was not like the other ones, like Tricky and 3 are 2 of my favorite SSXs in the franchise. I love that game. That series, I'll say, one of my favorite series of all time. Got me into gaming. Me and my brother used to play that late at night on the PS2 and stuff like that, bro. One of my favorite game series of all time. Next up, we have Jet Set Radio, which this is the game that I was talking about. Give like Sunset Overdrive gives me a tiny bit of a Jet Set Radio feel. Now, I want a disclaimer on this video, this comment right here. I do believe that there is a new game from the creators of Jet Set Radio coming out. Like, it's been in the works for a couple of years, but I think it's like BMX and stuff like that, but it's similar to Jet Set Radio. So I just wanted to say that I do believe that game is coming out, unless they halted production on that. But I did hear about that, and it got me really excited. But Jet Set Radio, another game that got me into gaming. Same with SSX. Me and my brother used to play these games late at night. I was like 4 or 5 playing like these games. My brother was like 11, 12. So I started early on these older games that a lot of people my age don't even know about unless they're really hardcore gamers, you know, like myself. But anywho, yeah, man, Jet Set Radio, another vibrant game. It's a oldie, a real oldie. This game came out in the 90s, possibly even, no, I think it was like early 2000s. But, you know, one of the best games of all time, bro. It's just a great game, bro. Like, what more can I say? It's not even much to say about it. Next up, we have the Street Series. The Street Series, NBA and NFL. I need them both back. NFL on Tour was the last NFL Streets game, I believe, and it really wasn't Streets. It was on Tour for a reason. It was supposed to be like a step up from Streets, you know, like that, with a little bit more realism, but still that Streets feel. Wasn't really feeling it. Get that out of here. But man, we need the Streets back, bro. I need NBA. I need FIFA Streets. I need all of that. Like, I feel like FIFA tried to bring a little bit of that street feel back with their Volta mode, but it's not really like that crazy, like flipping off of walls and stuff like that. Like, I miss that feel. We need this, like, the simulation sports games are getting out of hand at this point. Like, 2K is trying to create like I understand it, like we do like want to be immersed in the sport, because a lot of us, be honest, play these sports games because we not doing it in the real life. Not to say that we can't, because there's a lot of talented athletes that play games, and there's athletes, NFL and NBA players that play these games, but the majority of the kids that play these games had dreams or still have dreams of playing these sports, and they can't. So they play these simulation sports games to put themselves in the game with the skills that they think they should have and all of that. So I understand that's the route the game's been going, but you know what I'm saying, we need more Streets games. Now the next one on this list, technically I don't know if this is a Streets title, but NHL Hits. It is the Street version of NHL, obviously. A super old game. We haven't seen one of these in ages. If you haven't played it and you have a PS2 or whatever, or a PlayStation or Xbox, go pick it up, bro. NHL Hits is one of the greatest sports games of all time. I kid you not. Even if you don't like NHL at all, or hockey period, I promise you will love NHL Hits, bro. It's a street game, you know. Like crazy moves, and there's a lot of fighting in it, even though they fight in NHL anyway, but like the fighting in this game is crazy. It brought me into the world of hockey a little bit, and that's the thing that these games do. It like puts your eyes on stuff that you might not be used to seeing, like by yourself. Like 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna just go and watch a hockey game. I have, though. I was bored one day and I watched a hockey game, and it wasn't too bad. It would probably be great to go. But, you know, watching it on TV is not that fun. Same with baseball. If you still here with me so far, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, you trying to join the gang, man. Need y'all to join the gang. Next up, we have another old title, Sly. The Sly series, Sly Cooper. The Thief in the Night type of game. I just recently played my very first Sly game on PS Now, on my PS5. You know, I just played it recently for the first time, and I fell in love all over again, even though I'm like, you know what I'm saying, like I always wanted to play like back in the day when they were out, but I never got a chance to do it because my brother really wasn't in tune. But I would go over my older cousin house all the time and see him playing, and I thought they were so cool. I've always been like a stealth game kind of guy. I always thought that was kind of fun, like trying not to be caught and trying to like go through games without getting caught and stuff like that. And I think Sly is a very fun game for that type of aspect, and it's kind of childish at the same time, so you get that kiddie feel with a little bit of realism, you know what I'm saying? So next up, we have Fight Night. We haven't had a good boxing game in centuries. Only fighting games that we have now are, well, like real fighting games are UFC games. Now, I do like my UFC games. I've played just about all of them, if not all of them. But Fight Night is the tippity top, bro. Fight Night is killing any other series that you could think of when it comes to boxing, I mean. Or like that fighting style, that realistic fighting style. Not counting like a Street Fighter and stuff like that. Also, can't wait for Street Fighter 6 to come in. That's going to be dope. But yeah, man, Fight Night was a very great game. All of them. I forgot which one was the last one. I want to say round 3. I could be wrong. I forgot what it's called, but man, gotta bring it back to Fight Night, bro. I love it. It's been a while. Next, we have another fighting game, but it's along like it kind of it's like a SSX as a fighting word, if you will, and that is Def Jam. The last one that we had was Icon, Def Jam Icon, which I didn't play. I didn't play at all. I heard bad things about it, so I never even gave it a chance.
That shit was ass.
And Def Jam Fight for New York and all of that, bro, like one of the best fighting games of all time. No cap. You know it if you played it. Def Jam was a great game. It intertwined. It started bringing in people who don't really play games, or people that used to play games and they got too immersed into the real world and didn't want to play games anymore, or couldn't because they had families and jobs and whatnot. But I feel like it started the merge of like fashion, hip hop, and all of that, and these other people, famous people, into gaming because it literally put them in a game. And I think that was super dope, and just it was a great game. Like, who don't you want to beat somebody's head off with Snoop, bro, or stop somebody like Luda? Like, come on now, it was a great game. I really wish we can get one of those back in action, bro. And like I said, I don't want these to be remasters. I want new games in the series, new iterations, bro. Next is another old game, bro. Another top tier game, Jak and Daxter, one of my favorite games of all time. And just like Jet Set Radio and SSX, games that I grew up playing as a youngin', like a 4 and 5, 6-year-old. I love Jak and Daxter. I feel like the reason why they didn't continue this one probably is because Ratchet and Clank is kinda the same, not the same thing, but it gives the feel. But I always like Jak and Daxter a little bit more. I think those games were super dope. I think the last one I had was on a PSP. I forgot what it was called. No, it was just Daxter, I think. It was just Daxter on the PSP. That was the last thing they did, I believe. Great game also. I love that series. I love the story. I love like the mini games you could do, and like the racing and all of that stuff like they had in it. It was dope, bro. I feel like games were a lot more, even though they put more into games now. I feel like games were people truly put love in the games back in the day, and they don't really do that like they used to anymore because games come out so unpolished these days. Not to say that they don't be good games, but like the gaming community is tough, bro. You only get one chance. If your game come out trash, you see what happened to what's that game called? Cyberpunk. Game was like announced like 7 years ago, came out unpolished, and people hated it, and it took anime to bring the game back to life. Now it's one of the best, most popular games on Steam right now. I heard recently. The anime was cool. Go check out this the Cyberpunk anime on Netflix if you haven't. Next we have another old game, and I do believe this is game number 10. So next we have the honorable mentions. 2 of my honorable mentions. Power Stone War, a game that I played on the Dreamcast, a system that I wish they would bring back. Maybe next video I'll do old systems that I wish they would bring back. But Power Stone War is another dope fighting game from like I don't know what time this came out, but I played like early 2000s, super late 90s. I'm a late 90s baby, 98. But yeah, I was playing games at 1. Yes, I was. Not for real, but you know, your big brother give you the controller. It's unplugged. Can't do that no more. Everything's coming wireless now, so you can't. That trick don't work anymore. And plus, the kids are smarter. But anywho, Power Stone War, bro, a super dope game. I'm gonna have footage of all these games, you know, while I'm talking over them. If you've never played Power Stone War, get yourself a Sega Dreamcast and cop this game, bro. Sonic Adventure is another great game on that console. Another vibrant colored game, man. Super cool animations and all of that. And like power stones are what you grab to like power up your fighter or whatever, and they turn like Super Saiyan. Like if you want to compare it to Dragon Ball Z. Now these next 2 I'm not going to talk too much about, but they are my honorable mentions. Marvel Nemesis, super fun game, a really dark iteration of the Marvel fighting series. Super dark game, but super cool. Like you had like, I don't want to say bad guys because it wasn't just bad guys, but it was like your anti-heroes and your less thought about guys and your darker characters. So there was Spider-Man, but the Black Spider-Man, Wolverine, Daredevil, Elektra, and some of the other like darker characters in the Marvel series. And then a game that wasn't well received, but I like a lot of games that's not well received, i.e. I thought Saints Row was a fun game. Don't crucify me. But Vex, this game, I found this game on accident one time. My brother and sister were going out. They were like 16, 17, and I was like 11. So I obviously couldn't go anywhere, but they were going out. So my mom decided to buy me a game to keep me occupied because I was crying because I wanted to go with them. Obviously I couldn't. But yes, I was crying at 11. No, I'm capping. I wasn't. But I was probably a little bit younger. But anywho, this game I found on accident on my GameCube. Had it on my GameCube. It was a game about this little creature. I don't know if he was a human or not, but he had like these claws, and like he was like half human, at least half creature, whatever. But like he had these really sharp claws, and he could like climb walls and stuff. It was a adventure platformer game, but you did have to fight your enemies or whatnot. It was kind of cool, a very dull game. And I feel like if they brought this to modern times and fixed it up a little bit and make him even look a little different, like a little scary. The game was very scary, I might add. It wasn't supposed to be for the age I was and the way he looked and how dark the game was. It was a scary game. But I recommend you trying it out for yourself. You telling me what you think, man. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see me talk about more stuff, and you got stuff you want to talk about, let me know in the comments, bro. And I'm out.